been feeling broken, I've been feeling abused.
All right, we are live now. I see people are going crazy in the chat right now because we were late. But yeah. Anyway, this is kind of weird. Clockwork Calamity's here with us, and she was like sitting in for Lindsey, and I've got to know what happened to Lindsey over the last few minutes. And so, anyway, thanks for sitting in. I guess for like a minute. Anything you want to tell everybody?
I don't know. I just happened to come in to pick up some comics, and here we are. Just picked up next few issues of Brendan Small's comic book Galacticon, which I enjoy. It's like a comedy spoof of like, I don't know, the main character kind of reminds me of like Han Solo meets Deadpool. If you can imagine a character that gives as few, insert expletive here, about anything and give them like a Deadpool kind of sense of comedy as well.
Oh.
It's interesting.
Okay.
It's cool. I like it.
I may have to check that out at some point.
Yeah. It's Brendan Small, the guy that does Metalocalypse, the cartoon. Yeah, that's his comic book. And it's good. You should read it.
Well, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for filling in for the opening.
That's my statement. Clockwork Calamity out.
Stroke of luck that you were here, so we'll see you in a few weeks.
Yeah.
You're not going to be at Farley Con. You're going to be out of town, but we might be able to make something happen during like a Saturday night broadcast or something. We'll see what we can manage.
Cool.
So anyway, thanks for coming on, and
here's
yay!
Lindsey.
Everybody got their Clockwork Calamity fix. Now here is Lindsey.
Woo!
Now first off,
Call me people.
I'm Lonnie.
I'm Lindsey.
And
Lindsey.
we're Untitled Nerd Network, brought to you by Infinity Flux out of Hickson, Tennessee. And we're back at Infinity Flux. Holy crap. For the first time this year, we're almost like dang near halfway. Well, not quite. But
We're at the end of the first quarter.
yeah, we're at the end of the first quarter.
Whoa.
And we are gearing up we've had a lot of big things happening so far this year. We've had 2 conventions, Chattacon, Conuga. We're getting ready for our 3rd. And that brings us to our special guest of the evening, Mr. Rocky Spurlock, who runs Farley Con. This is going to be our 2nd year together. I'll tell you, like last year, it was like what I was telling everybody. We didn't gain a whole lot of subscribers last year at Farley Con, but I had, honest to God, one of the best interviews I've ever had in my life. Josh Turner, Casey Wagner, Matthew Ashley. Seems like I'm missing somebody.
Keith Brooks.
No, Keith Brooks wasn't there for that. I don't think he sat in on that because
Not that
Just
interview.
agree with the guest. It's
I interviewed him separate.
Cool.
Well, I'll just saying who was there.
There were about 15 of us crammed into like a 3-person space, and when you get all those guys together, like the little outline I had, I just okay, we're done. Let's just do whatever y'all want to do. That was really some of the most fun I've ever had. One of the just kind of off the cuff interviews. It went crazy. So tell us, what do we have lined up for Farley Con this year?
Well, we have Josh Turner coming back.
Okay.
We have Keith Brooks. He'll be returning also, and Kaylee Turner. She'll be there. We also have Michael Copon, who was the Blue Power Ranger in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Tom Force.
Okay.
He was also in One Tree Hill, That's So Raven. Replaced The Rock as the Scorpion King in Scorpion King 2. Replaced him as
Oh,
the
okay.
character.
Yeah, I know
Okay.
exactly who
I
you're
know that
talking
one.
about.
Yep. We got there.
Because like Time Force was like right after I kind of quit watching Power Rangers. It was like the year after, basically. And but I know exactly who you're talking about in the Scorpion King. And I've actually got on and watched some of his stuff, like on YouTube and things, in regards to Time Force. And I'm like, you know what? I got out of Power Rangers at the wrong time.
It was a good series.
It was actually pretty good,
Yeah.
and a lot of the comments that were on those videos were like, "Man, this was the best one. This was easily the best Power Rangers." And I'm like, "Okay, I might have to look it up on
Yeah.
Netflix or something." Because
Now I'm gonna have to binge watch it.
well, the scene that I saw, they were fighting this big villain, and he had like this magic
No.
sword or whatever, and he lifts his knee up and pulls the sword out of his leg like that, and I was like, They wouldn't have done that on the original. That was pretty freaking
It was like
cool.
his bone that became a sword.
Yeah,
It was
That's
awesome.
wicked.
It was, yeah.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hey, special guest. Can you hand me that very shiny, very pretty, very 80s nostalgia, beautiful? Yes, I must touch it.
It's a Dark Crystal book,
Oh, and the one behind it's even prettier.
and it's
Oh my God.
it looks like it's on. No, it's not their staff picks, but it's over here on their featured. Holy crap!
They're all.
It's over here.
I'm
That
gonna
looks like-
show them on the thing.
that looks
because
like
they're
Greek.
beautiful. Okay, so everybody loved, and I actually went to see the Dark Crystal
That's
last
funny,
week in the theaters. It was great.
This is kind of like a joke for people who watch
Oh,
the
it's all
Saturday
3
Night
volumes. This is beautiful.
Crew. Tyrannosaurus Rex says that I owe Clockwork Calamity a pickle sandwich for her helping. I don't know, like did you see the things that were going around on Facebook about
Beautiful Brian Froud
you could
artwork
get
of this one.
you could get like a whole pickle, kind of
Here,
hollow it out and
Infinity
put like
Flux.
sandwich meat and cheese on it, put the other half on top of it, stick a toothpick through it, and then eat it like a sandwich.
No, I missed that one.
Yeah, well,
I'm-
we made those during our Saturday night broadcast right before Conuga, and they were pretty good. And of course, me making her a pickle sandwich, a lot of crazy little innuendo
Yeah.
jokes.
I can imagine.
But anyway, so we got all that going on. I know we have a ton of vendors. The hall's pretty much going to be full this year.
Yeah, we're sold out.
Okay, cool.
Wow.
Not sold out of tickets.
No, we haven't sold a single
Vendors.
ticket. We sell them at the door.
So that's like one of those things that you. Okay, so you can't buy them in advance. They're at the door. Come down, give us the address and the location.
It's at the Eastridge Community Center. It's at 1517 Thomas Avenue, right beside the City Hall in Eastridge. It's $5 for adults. Kids 12 and under are free with paid adult. We open from 10 to 5.
You got any? What else? I mean, we got all these special guests. Anybody you want to highlight? I know Infinity Flux is actually going to have a table there.
Two.
Two tables.
They'll have two
Okay.
tables there.
You have gaming?
No, we don't have gaming. We don't have a big enough facility for that right now.
Yeah.
That is something that in the future I want to look into.
All right.
And I know last year we had the other little side room that we had the panels
Yeah.
and stuff. I didn't get that this time, so we just have the dealer room. So we won't have any special panels or anything for this convention, but in the future we will.
Okay, because I know like last year Farley Con was like one of my highlights. It was really super fun. It's like a smaller con, but it's a lot more intimate. Yeah, any of the people there that you want to see, you have an ample opportunity. Like it was never easier for me to get some good interviews there. If you just want to like go up and chat with guys who have, I mean, a lot of these guys, we see on The Walking Dead and stuff. They play a lot of the saviors.
Yeah.
On The Walking Dead. If you want a good first-hand account of what it's like to film that show and to rub shoulders with the cast and everything, like it's really cool just to go up and talk to these guys.
Yeah. Now we have a lot of Walking Dead guests this time.
Yeah.
Of course, Josh Turner, he was a savior, or is a savior. Scott Lane, he's also a savior, but these guys have been in stuff other than that also.
Yeah.
Josh Turner, he's been in Nashville, he's been in Ant-Man. Scott Lane was been in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Keith Brooks was just recently in Stranger Things too.
Yeah, Keith Brooks in Stranger Things too. So is Kylie Turner. She was in Stranger Things too.
Okay.
At the dance scene.
Oh, cool.
She's in that, and she was actually a child walker also on Walking Dead.
Whew.
If you think back to when Carol and Daryl was off, and they were in that woman's shelter.
Yeah.
The little walker behind the screen that Daryl carried out.
Yeah.
That was Kylie Turner.
Oh my God! I see. Like you don't even have to like really explain it. Just say, hey,
Yeah.
remember when they were there and there was the zombie behind the glass? Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about. All right, man. Well, I know you have to. Anything else you want to say?
Yeah, we also got a lot of artists coming in. We got Tim Smith will be there. He's an artist, been at
Yeah,
Colorado
I've
recently.
actually seen.
Yeah.
I have one of his pieces hanging on my wall.
Yeah, great artist. I'm going to forget somebody. One of the guys we do have coming as one of our guests is Dylan Bailey.
Okay.
Dylan's a 16-year-old high school student who has his first convention. He's never, put his artwork out anywhere, and he's just really talented. And one day he wants to work for Marvel, and so
Aw.
we're excited. He's a family friend of ours. He's like family himself. We're excited to have him in there and making his debut there.
That's pretty cool. Is he going to be selling artwork?
Yes.
It will be. I'm telling you, because nothing. I don't know personally if he's sold artwork before, but when you do work, whether it be writing, artwork, something like this that we're doing, and somebody takes the time to and the money to pay you for your work, there's really no feeling like it. To know that somebody is willing to part with their hard-earned cash to give you money for something that you made with your own two hands.
Now, I got to brag on the kid. One of the things he did for my daughter's birthday, he designed her birthday card that he gave her. And he knew that her two favorite characters are Groot and Deadpool. So he created created Groot with Deadpool's face. I mean, I can't even describe how it is amazing.
An interesting character to come across.
Yes, he was doing the cover of the Amazing Fantasy, first Spider-Man. But he put Cobra Commander in Spider-Man's arm. I don't know if he has those done or not, but he was working on those.
I would love to. I'm gonna end up having to talk to this kid.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah, that's we're gonna go on an interview warpath and have people at our table.
Ciao.
We're gonna make something happen. Are you gonna be at Farley Con?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I
It's a week from Saturday.
17th.
Don't want to put you on the spot or anything, Lindsay.
okay, so it's St. Patrick's Day.
Yes, it is.
Great time to come dressed as Green Arrow.
You could do green hair.
Could do green.
That would be pretty cool.
Poison Ivy would work.
Touche.
Yeah, just remind me.
Okay.
I don't have my calendar in front of me. I'm a very like.
'Cause
I have to have my things.
I know for a fact it's gonna be myself, Amber, Single Sarah's gonna be there, and I think that's pretty much it.
I don't know if because my gaming group's kind of on hiatus, but they're talking about like
Yeah.
getting back into. I don't know. I mean, I would like to. It sounds like, especially the the arts.
It's gonna be neat. We're gonna be doing. I'm gonna try to basically spend the whole day doing interviews and getting new subscribers. So
Well, I've got my Raven costume from Halloween. I can just throw that
I
on.
don't. Do people cosplay at Farley Con?
Yes.
They
Yes,
did
we-
last year. I remember seeing a
we
Captain
encourage
America.
Well, I mean,
cosplay.
even
And-
if they didn't, you wouldn't have to tell me they didn't. I could just.
Oh.
It
And
wouldn't bother me.
actually, I'm really excited because one of my favorite locals is going to be there, Fedora Pool.
Yes, she's our cosplay guest.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what she has lined up.
And that's another thing we like to do is like last year when we had Erica
Yeah.
was our cosplay guest. We like to take somebody that's never did that, never been the guest for somewhere, and give them a shot. Let them.
So it's very grassrootsy. I like that. It's a con for the people.
Exactly. It's an affordable, good, entertainment.
Yeah, I like it.
And I really
Family
liked it
entertainment.
because last year Farley Con was our second ever con, and since then we've done all kinds of stuff. We've done Chattacon, Connuga, Wizard World, Nashville,
Yeah.
and we're going to be back at Farley Con because it's cool that you give like smaller outfits like us and cosplayers like her a place, a spotlight, as it were. And so, I mean, yeah, it's much appreciated. Very
Hey,
much
I
appreciated.
appreciate you guys. I mean, because we're small too. We're just starting out. This will be our fourth show. We started in 2016.
Tell me real quick the story of how this started.
All right. For years, me and her talked, and I told her I wanted to keep doing it, so we kept it as his name to keep it as in memory of him, keep his name out there, and keep him alive through this.
That's really cool.
That is.
Chances are I probably ran across you guys back in the day.
Probably.
Because I used to kind of dabble in the North Georgia area doing some photography and commentary and managing and stuff. Oh God, that was some fun times.
Yeah.
But
Well, when you're ready to amp it up and add gaming, get with me. I'll help you with that.
All right.
yeah, she
I mean, I
was.
want
She's
it- I
got
want
it going on with like the RPGs.
I want to see
and
it
stuff.
done right. Not that other places haven't done it right. Better. Can do it better.
Awesome.
I'm an organizer, by God.
Oh, all right. Well, I appreciate. I know you got some places to go, people to see, and you're probably going to be busy over the next week and a half getting ready for Farley Con.
I would.
Yeah, this weekend I'll be in Toylanta promoting and handing out flyers and seeing Larry Hama, and then getting ready to got a TV appearance next week, Tuesday, and then work stuff happens to get me. I have to go to conferences for 4 days and then come back to promote. And get this thing set up on Friday.
Well, we will definitely be there, broadcasting. I think we did live broadcast last year. That place has Wi-Fi.
Yes, we had Wi-Fi.
Okay, I'm pretty sure we did a live broadcast last year.
Real quick before you go, ticket prices. How much does it cost to go to this wonderful thing?
$5.
$5. Can totally swing that.
Yep.
You can even bring my kids.
And
I won't
kids
have to
12
volunteer.
kids 12 and under are free.
Oh, mine are over 12.
Oh well,
It's
$5.
a little bit older.
Still.
$5.
$5. And I don't have to give
yeah.
you 18 hours of my free time.
You know, I mean, the bigger shows, I know that they have a lot more, and they have to charge more than that, and it can get very expensive. So I wanted
totally.
something that, at least for right now, as we are small and growing, and my goal is always to keep the ticket prices affordable. I know that eventually it may have to go up one day in the future, hopefully not too much. But I want to keep it something where a family of four can afford to go, and you know, not only pay for the show, but also that the vendors can make money too. That They can, you know, people can afford to go in and buy. You know, if they wanted to buy those books, they can.
You're not
afford
spending
them.
all your money on a ticket. You still
Right.
have some left over to go in
Right.
and buy stuff. That's really awesome.
I like it.
Well, all right. Well, I appreciate you coming on, man. We're going to get to our news segment.
All right.
Cannot wait to see you at Farley Con. Going to be March 17th at the East Ridge Convention Center, just off Ringgold Road.
Community center.
Oh, Community Center. Okay.
Community center, yeah.
It's going to be right off Ringgold Road, back behind, I believe it's a Speedway.
Yes, it's behind the Speedway, beside Pioneer Frontier and the City Hall.
And you'll have signs, right, pointing which way
We'll
to go.
have a big 8-foot banners out on
Signs-
in the road.
Signs are important.
Well, we've got billboards all over Chattanooga, but we'll have signs actually in.
Yeah,
the,
like once you get there, like
Yeah.
this way.
No, they won't be on Ringgold Road. We can't put them up there.
Right.
You know.
But
All right. Well, we're looking forward to it. A little over, just under a week and a half. We'll be at Farley Con.
awesome. St. Patty's Day.
What time does it start?
Starts at 10.
10 a.m.
10 to
You
5.
can even go get breakfast.
We got to get there a little early.
Yeah.
I'm fine
All right,
with
man.
cereal.
I
9
appreciate
for you guys.
Appreciate you coming on.
All right.
Don't forget your.
Spider-Man.
Yep.
All right.
All right. That was Rocky Spurlock with Farley Con. Going to be March 17th. Cannot wait for that. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, what do we have lined up today?
Oh, well, we were going to talk about our
First off,
Conuga adventures.
Our
Oh,
Conuga
you want to hear
adventures.
about my completely mundane...
I absolutely have to know
right.
why Clockwork filled in for you the first 5 minutes.
All right, in the interest of trying to make this sound more exciting than it is.
Okay.
All right, so get off work and battle the evils that are downtown Chattanooga traffic and rush home, and Jason's got dinner almost ready. So I'm trying to like get my stuff together, and of course I'm dropping things, and the dogs are like tripping me, and I'm just chaos. And then dinner's ready, so I want to scarf down my food real quick. Well, I've got 2 soon-to-be stepkids, and then one of my kids is home, the other one's on a trip. Well, before I can get quite in the kitchen, I'm like, oh, I gotta grab a thing, and I turn to grab a thing, and suddenly 3 teenagers are in front of me getting their food, and so then I have to like bite my tongue and grip my hands waiting for them. And my son, bless him, is a very intentional child. Everything he does is very focused, and so he takes forever to put his cheeseburger together. And finally that gets that done, and I get my food, and I sit down at the table, and then there's some ketchup, and the ketchup thing is still, you know, the little white stupid thing, I fight with that. So then there was that, and so then finally scarf down the food. I was gonna grab some coffee before I go, pour the coffee, go to grab the creamer, but the stupid little thing's still on the creamer too. So bad with that. And then like, I was like trying to remember what I was gonna grab, and Jason reminded me I was gonna grab this thing. I'll show you in a little bit. And then as I'm going out the door, like the screen door was stuck, and I was like, you know, coffee and things, and not trying to drop stuff, and just it was, you know. And then I get to the car at 6:01. Have to stop.
Yeah, 'cause I had sent you a
And then my
message.
phone takes not really forever, but in that moment it felt like forever to unlock and open the messenger just so I could be like, I know, I'm sorry. But once I got in my car and started going, you know, I don't live that far.
It's really because like
It was just
we were
the
like
mundane domino effect of life.
something in the neighborhood of like 5 or 10 till like I send Lindsay a message, and I'm like, they know that it's at 6 and not 7 tonight, right? Yeah. But just everything's falling apart. It's the apocalypse. And I was like, okay.
And of
Cool.
course, the more flustered I get, like, the more clumsy I get. And so it was just,
But luckily, though, as we were getting ready to start, I was like, oh, God, we're going to have to start without her. And Clockwork Calamity walks in, and she's like, hey, I'm here to get books. And if y'all ever need me to sit in on anything, and I'm like,
well,
matter of fact, come here.
let's do this now. Yeah,
So just as luck
so
would have it.
sorry about that. I will endeavor to not next time.
You're doing this for free, so I can't complain.
And I'm here.
Now, one thing I want to talk about Infinity Flux for a little bit, because I like doing kind of like little commercial, kind of, you know how like in the old days where instead of commercials, they just had the host walk up, oh, buy some of this Clorox, you know?
But don't drink it.
Kind of what we're doing here.
Well, I mean, these, I know I've kind of already.
How much do those run anyway?
All right, so it's all 3 volumes. This one's
I'm guessing
25.
30. Okay.
This one's 19, and this one's 20, and this one's 19. And so this is a continuation story from the movie, which
Looks
I
like,
just got
yeah.
to see in theaters. not
Like
long
maybe
ago.
backstory or something?
No, it's like after.
Okay.
And I have most of the regular comics,
Yeah.
but so here at Infinity Flux they have all 3, and these are gorgeous. Let me do
They-
a little QVC for you. If you look at the craftsmanship on these are gorgeous, and they'll go with anything. But it has got some Brian Froud artwork in it. So these particular 3 will not be available for you guys to purchase, because I'm going to get them. But I'm sure they have more. And
They're actually, Infinity Flux is going to be at Literary Inc., hosted by Mainline Inc. at the
yeah.
Doubletree Hotel. Where is that? Is that in Chattanooga?
it's in downtown.
They're going
It's
to
over on
be,
Chestnut.
Infinity Flux is going to be hosting a Wizards chess tournament, and Tony Moore is going to be a guest there. He is actually the artist of the first 6 issues of the Walking Dead comic book.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I do recognize that now. Yeah, I'm hoping I'll get to go to that one, just because I'm a fan of tattoos and literature.
I have to work this weekend.
Yeah. Well,
otherwise
it'll
I would
just
love
kinda
to go.
Be, like I might be able to hop. I don't really know what I'm going to be able
Like,
to
I
do,
would
but
love to meet Tony Moore. That would be so awesome.
But so Infinity Flux has beautiful things, along with all your comic book needs, and of course these people are like the most helpful, and they have the best customer service.
Yes.
You can get a pull box, and they'll email you or text you, and it's great. They do a lot of community things here. What else did
What we got going on
tell
here?
you? All the things. I love this place. Owners, super sweet people.
No, we're good. We're good.
You made a thing pop up?
No, I'm trying
No, I don't know where to
to. We've got issues with our legacy token thing,
Oh.
and people are like wanting to bet legacy tokens and stuff, but it's not working.
What are they betting on?
Everybody tried now because Amber and everybody. It's nothing. We just have these loyalty.
Well, no, I mean, I know we have things, but I was just wondering if there was a certain, 2-to-1 odds, Lindsay punches him tonight, and you get to bet points.
Oh no,
That'd
no,
be
they
fun,
just,
right, guys? If you
it's like if you
I mean,
bet
maybe not that
25.
specific.
If you bet 25, it's random. You can either lose 25 or gain 50.
Okay.
That kind of thing.
I
So,
feel like we can make it.
I'm betting that now it's good.
How many points would you be betting on that?
What do you mean?
They're betting points. You said I bet that it works times.
Well, it's different amounts.
I know, but I was making a joke
And it
with
went
your
totally over
word
my
play
head.
there.
It went over the head. Hat
We were
nod.
talking about betting, and then you said betting. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay, but
my
anyway.
Adderall wore off.
We actually, they're going to be, Infinity Flux is also going to be at the Chattanooga Film Festival.
Ooh.
I think that's the first weekend in April. If I'm not mistaken, they have a thing up there. What does that say? April 4th or 5th?
It definitely says April 5th and 6th.
And my
Sorry,
phone
these are my
is
old glasses. My new one's falling.
suddenly jacked up so bad it's not even funny. I'm trying to keep an eye on the live chat and everything to make sure all is well. But
It's all about Google.
for some reason,
Let us
it's just
know.
not happening. So,
We could try to get it on my technology.
Oh.
I brought technology. Lord, I don't even know.
bum,
Oh!
bum, bum.
Have you watched the rest of the episodes of Tick that have been released?
No, I haven't.
Oh man.
Unfortunately, we do have Amazon,
Then
but
you have no excuse.
not real sure.
Well, we
I was a big fan of the cartoon. I don't know. You know, we've got
Okay,
about
so-
17 different shows right now we're watching, and I just haven't had time.
yeah, I don't have a lot of time for a lot of things, so very selective. But yeah, it's great. It's darker. You're not gonna see the characters that you saw in the cartoon. Not yet. I don't know if there's plans to bring them in at some point. But you get like Arthur's origin story, and then it's, you know, building up to. I think season 2 is going to be like who's really the bad guy kind of thing. It's
I
gonna be
wonder,
great.
with the, it looks like kind of with the budget that this has, like, would they be able to do, what was his name, Chairface?
God, I hope so. Chippendale Chairface. Boy, I
Because
hope
wasn't
so.
we may have even mentioned this on the air at some point.
That's like the thing everyone that watched The Tick remembers is the moon.
The moon,
and it
yeah.
had C, H, and I think the A. But the best thing about that was that in the episodes after that, anytime they showed the moon, it was still there.
You could
Because
always
they had
tell
that
where in the
continuity
timeline
thing.
that episode was
Yeah.
by what the moon looked like.
Yes.
But it was funny because they left it in, and it was.
Yeah, every episode after that. As
God, it
far
was
as I
so
know, I
good.
mean, I haven't like gone frame by frame to check. So, honestly,
Oh, and people that are, Tyrannosaurus Rex said that his legacy tokens reset. About a week and a half ago, Fussbot did an update, and it completely wiped away all records of who had how many legacy tokens.
gross.
So unfortunately, we don't have a record of that ourselves, so everything's having to start over. My apologies on Fussbot's behalf as far as the legacy tokens being screwed up. It sucks, it does. But it is what it is. We're at the mercy of a third-party app as far as that's concerned.
I
So,
mean, it's always worth a shot to send them a customer service email and see if they won't slide you some points.
so
Never hurts to ask. Worst they're gonna do is be like, no. And then,
I have to gripe live on the air because
lay it on me, brother.
Generation X has been canceled. The last issue released like 2 weeks ago.
No,
And so no more Jubilee.
no.
That was my favorite book.
Are you gonna be okay? Do
Yeah.
we need to like get you a therapist and grief counselor?
Probably,
Maybe?
probably.
We can have we can hold a service. You can like a little faux funeral for the
Maybe. We might do that at Farley Con.
yeah, just
If anybody cares.
so that you can let go. Well, who cares what other people care about? It's not for them. It's for you.
I mean, let's go ahead and get all the bad news out of the way. And then we'll,
man.
tackle the good stuff. And the other one, bad news, is... I hate to even say this, but Stan the Man Lee is not looking too good.
Well, he's old as fuck.
He is 95 years old. I want him to be that one guy that lives forever, though. You know.
But is that really what's best for him? I don't know what his health condition is.
Well, they say right now he's battling pneumonia, but he's at home. And the last video, see, they let him out of the hospital like 3 weeks ago. He had like a hospital stay, and then he released this video. And it was like, "Hey, true believers, I'm out of the hospital and feeling great." Well, then like 3 days ago, they released one, and it's all dimly lit, and he's like sitting on a couch, just barely able to move, and he was like, "I just want to tell everybody that I'm feeling great, and I hope to see you all again one day." And let me tell you, I hate to even get this negative, but back in 2003, I was a huge Johnny Cash fan. And it was right about the time the video for Hurt came out.
Right.
And I saw an interview with him, and he had the same tone, the same look about him, everything, and within 3 or 4 months he had passed away.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 95.
He,
It's gonna continue to be harder for him to bounce back from things because
Yeah,
he's 95.
I honestly don't see him ever attending another convention.
And,
that's
you know, you don't want somebody to drag on forever if their quality of life isn't going to be great.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, you want to come on the air?
Hey, we're about to bring some freight up in here. So
Freight?
what kind of freight? I don't think I can help but be.
Hey, can I mention what we got going on?
Yeah.
About the
events and such?
no. What was that?
It's UPS is.
I'm talking
delivering
about the
some stuff
swap.
for us. Oh, no, let's
Okay.
let's tantalize everybody a little bit longer.
Okay.
Not too much longer, but
Okay. Well,
yeah, we're about to bring in some boxes.
Okay, cool. Whatever. We're here. This is neat. This actually shows that, hey, we are at an actual comic book store. It's not just a green screen behind us. We're
Yeah.
here. There is stuff going on, boxes in and out. And there is, like, I'm actually,
So real.
like, I would, like, now, if Jason's still here, let him know that part of the door is on
Don't
camera.
let him know.
So he don't want to come
Let him
through.
know. No, what are you doing? Don't mention it to him. He's totally not going to be on the
I've
camera,
been,
so everything's fine.
It's become an inside joke at this point that
Yeah.
I've been trying to get him on the air
I
for
know.
a year.
And now you're trying to...
And like I'm not
open
even
the door.
serious about it anymore. It's just
I'm
fun
not
to get
even.
his.
I'm just
Yeah, there's.
poking in here. All right. Well, sorry guys. Yeah, we're just bringing in some of our. What even is this? Bags and boards. This is behind the scenes of how
Dear God.
the comics look pretty. Here to deliver all this freight. So.
They don't just wake up like this. No, it takes effort.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I'll invest in.
Oh. Anyway, but yeah, I'm not really. Obviously thrilled about this, and I mean, it's almost like we're having to prep ourselves.
Disassociate through logic.
Yeah.
Just, it's a natural thing. It's gonna, if he's suffering, this is the better way to go than having to linger and
True.
poop on himself.
Maybe it's just the selfish part of Lonnie that says this, but I'm really, really gonna miss his Marvel movie cameos. And the fact that he went and filmed
If you
like
think
5
that
of
they're
them.
not going to CGI him into things, they are totally gonna CGI. I mean, just like with Princess Leia.
Princess
They're
Leia,
gonna do
yeah,
it. It's
you
gonna
might be right
happen.
on that. I mean, surely I wonder if they've like already signed some kind of agreement that's like, hey, you know, in the
Mr. Lee
event
is
of
a
your
smart
untimely
man.
passing.
I'm sure he has. I mean, they may even have just bukus of, you know, little clips to throw him
Yeah.
into stuff. Who knows?
Oh no, they've already filmed specifically 5 cameos
Yeah.
for the next 5 upcoming movies. Like they went and filmed them all in like 2 days.
Yeah.
And that is the first thing that kind of set up a red flag for me. And I was like, oh, whoa, wait a minute.
And he's very, very old.
Yeah, he's
Just
95.
gonna keep throwing that out there.
I mean, hell, he was like 91 or 92 when I met him.
And he's tiny.
Yeah, so, I mean, I hate it. Stan Lee is like, just,
I mean, it'd be really cool if, like, the awesome people of the world with their brilliant creative minds and kind hearts could live forever and be healthy. That would be awesome. But that's just not what we have.
but, that's
Of course,
funny.
if that were true, then also probably bad people would live forever because balance.
True.
Or the good ones would get bored. And there's a
In the
Sure,
chat, he
there's a
said we
comic
better help with inventory.
I am. I'm gonna help you have space for more things.
Are you gonna buy those?
I'm gonna see if they'll hang on to them till tomorrow. Payday is tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I saw you were getting really friendly with them.
Oh yeah. They're
That's like-
beautiful. You don't rub on beautiful books.
Did you actually look inside?
I peeked.
Okay.
I don't want to.
But you already know that you're gonna enjoy.
Oh God, yes.
Well, I mean, they actually sold over $60 worth of inventory live on the air. So we need to like do
if
some
they'll
kind of
hang on
like
till tomorrow.
reality show at Infinity Flux. Like people come in with like these massive collections, be like comic book men, but on UNN.
I'm sure that there are people who would dig that.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
I'm not much of a reality.
If I had the time to do that,
Mm-hmm.
maybe, but I don't, so probably not. Sounds good. I mean, it's a heck of an idea.
All right, so sad things, Jubilee.
Yeah, I'm pretty much
Stanley,
done with the negative.
I can't really think of anything that's been overly upsetting in the world of media?
Aside from
Entertainment.
you being late today, that was.
That's just well, okay. I hate being late. You know, I'm a scout mom, so you know, early is on time is late, and late is unacceptable. And so when I am running behind, it crawls all over me, and then I get more flustered, and it makes it worse. But fun. Oh well, I guess my own personal bad news. So we'll segue into Con Nougat. I attempted to run a kids gaming track. A lot of prep work, had a cute little tent, little sparklies and table and pillows, and it was really cute. And not a single child came to game at the table. It was sad times. Apparently,
Really?
like, actual kids track, like the one where they do workshops and games, and I don't know what they do over there because I wasn't a part of it. Didn't even really know that I was doing a kids gaming track because reasons, I don't know.
That's.
So they came to me like the evening of the last day and were like, hey, next year you want to get together and like cross promote? And I was like, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that
was like-
actually.
It was weird.
That's surprising because you had the neat little setup there, and like, cause I know, we were there. We brought Joseph Sunday, as a lot of kids came Sunday, and like he went over there and he was like, "Hey, the thing's not set up anymore," and I was like,
Yeah, by like day 3 with no participants, I was just like, well, I'll go home now.
but like, I mean, the gaming hall was jumping.
Yeah, it was full.
So
of
just
people.
like the kids part of it, I almost feel like maybe they just didn't know.
Yeah, no, they totally did not know, and it wasn't on the app, it wasn't on the schedule, it wasn't on
Yeah.
any posters anywhere, so basically I just look like a big loser in a sparkly tent.
Are you planning on doing it again next year? Because if
Okay, so, thing about next year. I'm going to talk to the lady
okay,
that's over the kids track and see what we can work out. In the interim, talk to another store in conjunction with this one. They do a International Tabletop Gaming Day.
Yeah.
Perhaps giving it a whirl there, more controlled, smaller environment where it's specifically gaming.
yeah,
See if it can gain any traction in a smaller environment, and then if I feel like I actually will get assistance with what I want to do
yeah,
with the con, I'll do that. I've also been asked by Mark from UNN if I might be interested in started off with helping with a teen track to running a teen track. And I'm really bad about saying yes, so I haven't yet. Because I really would like to be able to do my kids' gaming thing.
yeah. They're really.
But also, I don't even know what teenagers do anymore. And I need to look up other cons and see what do they have teenagers do at other cons. And
That
also,
would be a-
volunteers. If I don't have enough volunteers to run a teen track, because teenagers, you have to really think about it. I live with 4 of them. I would need more supervision with a large group of teens than I ever would
with a bunch of younger kids.
with 10 and under.
That is very true, and I myself, I was one of the people who stood up and during the closing ceremonies of Con Nougat was like, "Hey, I was seeing a crap ton of complaints from the 14 to 18-year-old crowd or better yet, 14 to 20-year-old crowd, because some of the stuff was 21 and up, some of the stuff was 18 and up. Anything after 7 o'clock was pretty much adult oriented. There were a few things
Yeah.
I actually went to a comic book panel that Mark did at 9 or 10 o'clock on Saturday night, and there was stuff there, but we really need some stuff that's basically under teens.
Yeah.
We could do I don't know, like a Pokemon Go run, or they had something like that already, but it was during the day, just something, because there's a lot of people in that, or a lot of older kids in that kind of age gap limbo.
Yeah, and I probably will end up being like, yes, I'll do this thing. But I'm going to try not to overcommit myself. But yeah, I need to do some research. I don't know what other cons do.
I don't either. It just bears investigating.
I feel like I have a fairly good sampling of teenagers.
Yeah.
There's only 4, but it's like my kids are like
Focus group.
Introverted, more like heady, RPG gamer, reading books, that kind of kids. And then his kids are the like super social, into sports and video games and on the go all the time. Like when I got home from work, like it was like somebody just let a couple of puppies out. Like his kids were just like, Dad, 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 and they were like playing and running and all over the place. And like I walked quietly down the hallway to my son's room and like,
You know, sir, I'm telling you, like they are like the kind of sort of con going types. Like they would go to cons, right? Mm-hmm. What we need to do, and this is like an idea that I'm just kind of floating out there, like publicly on the air. What would be really neat is for us to like get all of them together, and with like a list of questions, and be like, "Hey, what do you think about this? What's your
focus group of teenagers?" Oh, the D&D group that I run at the library. That's a bunch of teenage kids.
Yeah,
get to ask all of them. But yeah, I mean, see a need, fill a need, and that's just unfortunately. Or fortunately for everyone else, I don't know. I have a really bad habit of being like, okay, I'll come fix it. So probably we'll end up helping / running a teen thing just because it does need to be done, and I do have teens. So most of the con was a flop for me, but I did have a lot of fun at the Adventure League D&D Epic Saturday night, which is a multi-table game adventure where what happens over here affects what happens over here. It's really cool.
Okay, cool.
But I got to play an NPC, which is a non-player character. I was a pirate captain that had been in the 9 Hells for the past 7 years. So I had like long black crazy hair and horns and a hat, pirate get up, and I was all scary. And I like to surprise people with the fact that I actually can be loud periodically. So I had to get up and like make like big statements that were part of the script, and the first time that I did it, like everybody like jumped back because it was so loud, and I was like, yes, I can indeed project when I have to. Fortunately, with short sentences, if it was really long, there's no way I could have belted out a big monologue or anything. But that was a lot of fun. But my favorite moment of the whole con came Sunday after we broke down my little tent and packed everything up. Sunday was the only day that my youngest son came because again, introvert. So he didn't want to go when there was a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I took him on Sunday so that he could go to the vendor hall, because that's all he ever wants to do is just go to the vendor hall. It'd be lovely if cons offered a just vendor hall pass that wasn't, you didn't have to pay all the money to get in the door.
No, but I will say we were kind of pushing during like the closing remarks and everything whenever they were taking input. Mm-hmm. We were really just begging to keep the vendor hall open at least an hour later on Friday and an hour later on Saturday, if not till 9 p.m. both days, if everybody was on board.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I do have one thing, and along with that. So, all right. Pretend these are 3 rooms. Band hall. Here, help me. Hold
okay,
a room.
I think I kind of get where you're going with this.
All right. 3 rooms. Big rooms. Band hall. Gaming room.
Yep. Vendor hall.
Vendor hall. Gaming room where you need to hear and talk to be able to do your RPGs.
Okay. Well.
Next to the band hall with their big thumping bass and live music all day. Game room where you need to hear.
Yeah, like the music that was our theme music.
Game
Radio
room.
Cult. They
How
were
about
actually performing.
If the vendor hall was beside the band area, you could listen to music while you shop, and I could still hear what my dungeon master says. So that would be my big thing there.
That
okay.
actually wouldn't.
But the highlight for me. Okay, so take Owen, Sunday. And we're walking around, he's looking at the art, and I bought him some books from some young author guy just because I like supporting people. Well, Owen stops at this one table with artwork. Alex Ogle, the guy that did the artwork for Tom Newton,
I'm gonna get him to do a commission for me very soon.
yeah, he told me his heart was fluttering and his head felt light. He had like a religious moment over Alex's artwork, and just immediately was like, I want the art book because that's got the most artwork in it, and like a bunch of business cards.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He's taken that book to school. He started drawing again. Like he just completely fell in love with that guy's artwork. And so that, for me, as a mom and a creative type person, that was my favorite. The whole crap fest of failure was worth my kid having a falling in love with art moment.
Real quick, Red Plumber says hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the stream. And remember, everybody, if you're new to the stream and haven't subscribed, we're giving away a Nintendo Switch to one of our first 1,000 subscribers. We're quickly getting there, and I would almost bet by the end of the spring we will have that 1,000, because we've gained 260 since the beginning of the year.
Damn.
So, yeah, so we've got 131 to go, and we've gotten 260 since January 1st.
All right. And
So-
speaking of gaming,
Yeah, so if you want a Nintendo Switch, hit the subscribe button and jump on.
so this was also a fun moment for me at the con. I got to play this a little bit. It's Dungeon Crawl Classics, and it's a very, very fun tabletop RPG, and a little starter thing. It's only $5. It's a lot like Dungeons and Dragons, but like with like more charts and fun things.
Yeah.
And then they have special dice, because
I mean, I always have to have
these
that
are
visual
glow
aid.
in the dark dice, but they have like funky ones. Like there's like a D7
Holy crap.
and a
May I?
yeah. Here, have some dice. There's like a D30.
That is really cool.
Yeah, like funky,
me see
weird
'em.
little D7. I don't know, but
Makes me
it was
think
a lot of
lemonade.
fun. And the guy said they're always looking for people to demo, so maybe at a con I will help demo the game.
I would absolutely,
But it was a lot of fun,
yeah.
and in some ways a little simpler than 5th edition D&D, and in other ways maybe a little more crunchy, but seems like there's a lot you can do with it. Nowhere near as crunchy as Pathfinder, but I'm working on a character book for my son's character in a Pathfinder game, and every time I crack it open, I'm like, oh god, that's right. All the math. I like math, I'm an accountant. But, it's just like, I just have to remember all these things to make this thing work. Anyway. But yeah, so that was a bonus, getting to play this, and they have a lot of different modules. There's like a Cthulhu one, and a Pulp Fiction-y one, and so there's like, Goodman Games is the people, but they were swell, and everything has these cool like 70s rific covers and artwork on the inside. So that was a fun find for me, and the people were nice. Always customer service.
Speaking of positive things, and we've only got a couple more minutes. We're already almost at 7.
Oh man, we're both
Oh.
engaged. Ha! I stole that from you.
Do what now?
We're both of us. I got engaged at the beginning of the year. You had a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Hmm.
That's not what I was going to say.
Oh well.
But yeah,
I don't
since
know
the
why
last time
that's
we
on
did
the
UNN Live, I did get engaged and you got engaged.
Yeah.
So that's,
And you remember, of course, Resurrection Mary, our band.
Yep.
Heather
Yeah.
is doing my ceremony. She's my minister.
Really? I did not know
Really?
that.
Yeah.
Holy
She's gonna
crap.
marry me and Jason. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, they were like one of those things where like they are like so busy
Yeah.
that like, yeah, because, we had like all kinds of plans and stuff, and I was like, holy crap, like they get a lot of work.
Mm.
Like they do. Like
they're rocking.
Travis is on the road, like,
Oh yeah.
so I was like, at that point, I was like, I really want to work with you guys, like really, really, really want to. I was like, but we're just going to have to find some free time where everybody's
Yeah.
like can get together. I was like, in the meantime, like, you know, because we met Radio Cult at Conuga. And,
yeah, I love them.
I was like,
I have a person that's good friends with them also. If you
Yeah.
get another connection to that, I don't know why you did.
so
Baby
it's
swell.
a small world. And
Ooh.
so, like, I messaged Radio Cult
Which
after.
my friend that's good friends with them is a very short man. So the whole.
Well, you feel the need to
small
say
world-
that.
Well, he knows.
You know?
I give him a hard time about it all the time. He hates me. He loves me. He's so tiny.
Oh. But yeah, I mean, we have music now. And, you know, you never know, it may change or whatever. But, oh, crap, I actually need to put, like, theme song by Radio Cult down in the video description. I'm going to do that as soon as I get home.
Sweet.
So,
All right, but you had other positive things besides the whole like.
yeah, my
Getting-
last positive thing
whatever.
is the
Married.
newest issue of The Walking Dead, number 177, that came out yesterday.
Yeah.
I got a letter printed in it. And it's like this long, like half a page thing where like Robert Kirkman and them like, you know, reply every other paragraph or so to what I said. And like it's actually signed Lonnie Henderson, Untitled Nerd Network, Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Oh.
And coincidentally, our Facebook page fan count has gone up by almost 100 over the last 24 hours.
Wow.
So it helped.
We're big time, y'all.
Yeah. Untitled
Oh!
Nerd Network has appeared in a Walking Dead comic book. You heard
So
it here.
okay. So
Oh, you can also get that comic here at
last
Infinity
year
Flux.
I tried to go to Conuga. I think I've told you about that, how it was just confusing and I wasn't
Yes.
with people and it was just not fun experience for me. Well then I had kind of sort of gotten, not like I polite like the way I get into it with people, you know, so it's like strongly worded email to one of the people there about some issues that I had and was like very specific with like I didn't like this specific thing. And they wrote back and it got like mildly heated. But then like we came to an understanding of
Yeah.
one another's points of view, like rational adult humans do if you're calm. Because, you know, strongly worded email does not mean like firing off every cuss word I know. It means making like logical like complaints with also offering solutions. Anyway, so it wasn't until at the con this year that I realized that the lady that I was having the strongly worded emails with or messages was the other lady that came on the show. God, her name escapes me. Shattered Stitch.
Shattered Stitch.
Yeah, it was her.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just thought that was funny.
Yeah,
I
she
was like,
runs
oh
like a lot
man,
of
we were
the,
like sitting
runs a lot
beside
of
each
the
other
cosplay
joking
and
around, and
stuff.
I had no idea.
That
I mean,
is-
like I said, it ended well, but it was just funny to think like, oh yeah, like that could have gone poorly. I'm glad it didn't, since you know we've had a few lovely exchanges. Since
A couple more things before we wrap up.
could've been
Number
bad.
number one, there's this rumor going around. Well, not even rumor, but Robert Kirkman, speaking of The Walking Dead, has confirmed that before the series is over, Rick Grimes will die.
good.
But now he's like, not going to tell you when. It's kind of like, you know, when you've got the sibling that's like, I'm going to hit you, but you're just going to have to wait for it. And then you're just, every issue, you're like, oh, God, we know it's going to happen. When's it going to happen? I almost bet that's probably how they're going to do number 200. But in my letter, I basically said, hey, this new community, it's like 50,000 people, a big city. And I was like, I almost bet that some idiot is somehow going to set off a nuke that's going to like wipe the city out, and you're going to have just barely a few survivors get out. And they did confirm that no, nuclear war will not happen in issue 200. But
That's good.
at the same time, he was like, but that does raise questions as to what's going on with the nuclear arsenal in the apocalypse. And then they were like, we don't even want to touch that.
That would be the well, even on what is it?
Fallout.
Last Man on Earth. They've even touched on that kind of stuff. I love that show.
I'm very curious about that. So,
But yeah, just you know, people aren't around, stuff starts shutting down.
Whew. All right, and it seems like there was like one more thing, but I can't remember because we got like news items scrolling across the top of the screen, and that's what made me think of the.
And much more.
Yeah, it made me think of the whole Walking Dead. You know, Rick Grimes is gonna die at some point, and there was like something else scrolling across. Let's see, today's Conuga recap. We got that. Oh, the new computer. This is the first ever UNN Live on
You know,
our new up-to-date.
I almost thought that maybe something looked different. And
Yeah,
then I
that
didn't
bad boy
complete that thought.
is an
Look at those
amazing computer.
Red
Yep,
lit up keys.
red lit up keys. It has about twice the processing power. It is made for video.
I mean, it's got light up keys, so you know it's fast.
Yep.
It's like shoes.
Of course, they
light
don't
up
put that on
fast.
a cheap computer. But yeah, that's it. The computer. I want to talk about it. It's beautiful.
Hey.
It was a pain in the butt to get last weekend, but we managed. Very pricey little item, but I'm proud of it. I'm so
Yeah.
proud of it.
You want me to take the camera off and show them your computer? Because it's sitting on the computer. So.
No, we did an unboxing of it
Oh.
already, but a lot of people, might not watch that specific unboxing video, and so, go watch the video. Like we unboxed it live on the air
Black, it's
Sunday.
shiny. It's got red light up keys.
Whew. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and we're going to attempt to play our theme music as we go out.
So we have official theme music?
It's this song. We have this for all of our programming, but we have a separate song by them.
Is that new?
Huh?
Is it new? Is
Is
this a
it-
new thing?
This is something new that we've
Okay,
never
good.
done.
Okay,
that
cool. Yeah.
We opened with it,
Okay.
but
Oh, that's what that was.
yeah, we're going to open with it, and then we're going to close with it, and then we have a separate song that we're going to debut a week from Saturday.
Maybe missed some memos. I'm sorry. You should put the right cover sheet on before you sent it to me, so I'd know if it was important. I'm
What?
kidding, and I'm just
Okay.
rambling.
All right. Well, anyway,
I don't know what's going on.
this concludes UNN Live, first one this year. Join us for our next live show. I think we're going to do something Friday night. I'm not really sure what we're going to do Friday night. I don't have a schedule, and I do have a 2-month schedule of all the stuff we're doing. But Saturday night, we're going to do number
We
5.
should make like a Google Calendar that we share.
That would not be a bad idea at all.
I like it. We'll work on that.
So tonight, let's see, not doing anything else tonight. Tomorrow night, I think maybe either gaming or some kind of TV review. Saturday night is going to be number 5 in our Marvel Cinematic Universe movie reviews, Captain America. We're going to be watching the Blu-ray and then reviewing it live on the air afterwards, probably in the neighborhood of about 10 p.m. Eastern. So that's pretty much it. And then Sunday night, we'll be hitting episode 2 of Westworld as we prepare for the season 2 premiere. And then The Walking Dead. We'll be doing Spoiling Dead live at 10 p.m.
Hey.
Sunday night. So, anyway, I'm Lonnie,
I'm Lindsay.
and we are Untitled Nerd Network, brought to you live from Infinity
Infinity
Flux
Flux.
in Hickson, Tennessee. And we're going to go out with this music and see what works.
Can't hear it yet. My music's